All right, so here's my video, my unboxing video. I just got in 1 pound of red wigglers from Utah Bioagriculture. So that's what this is here. And this is gonna be the new bin that I set up. It's a 12-gallon bin. The lid just kind of closes just like that. And it's empty now. I just cleaned it out. I was able to bargain with my wife to take over that bin that used to be holding some fall decor. I was able to find her somewhere else to put the fall decor. So I'll be using that. I have a bag over there, a black bag right there of leaf mold in process of decomposing. It's a bag of leaves that I found on the side of the road in our neighborhood. Went ahead and took them last year. It was big and puffy. And since then, of course, it's broken down. I poked holes in the side to allow for airflow and for water when it rained. And so that's been sitting for a year and should be really good to break down. And then in this white bucket right here, this white icing bucket, I have wood chips that I got, some wood chips that I got from a chip drop delivery recently. It was a big delivery, but I've just taken a small fraction of that to just kind of top this bin with. I feel like that'll help to increase the aeration. And of course, wood chips are gonna break down and decompose more slowly and allow for good airflow and moisture retention. So that's the goal here. So I'm gonna go ahead and first fill this tote with the leaves, and we'll moisten it as well. So let me go get the water actually. So here's the water I'll be using. So first thing first, take the bag. Wow, I've never seen this before, but at the bottom of this bag, this is my first year really looking at leaf mold, but at the bottom of that bag, look at how fine that is. So those leaves have broken down and some of it is just really, really fine already. So that is really rich. I'm gonna try to sweep that up and put that in there. But I'm really hoping that it'll be full of fungal matter that's gonna help to break down those leaves, and then I'll moisten those and top it with the wood chips, as I mentioned earlier. So, set that down there. Good. Now the goal will be just to mix that water in there. It could do with a lot more water. And it's got some roly-polies in there, which I'm really excited about as well, because it's neat to be able to have collaborators with the worms, other small decomposers that will help to break down this organic material. So at the bottom now I do have some standing water, which I obviously don't want. So I'm gonna keep trying to thoroughly mix this so that I can get some of that water going. There's still a little bit of water in the bottom. Not nearly as much now that I've mixed it over. So that's a good bit of mixing. It's nice and dark now. Or nice and a little bit darker. Got a little broom to catch those really well decomposed bits I was referring to earlier. So I've got all those in there. And now, I'm just going to top it with wood chips. So that's what it's looking like. Those wood chips have sat for a little bit and have actually, you can see the spores in them actually. When it gets into the wind, there are a lot of spores released, which is going to be hopefully good for the fungal growth in the bin. Add a little bit more water. Of course, again, we don't want to oversaturate it, but we do want it to be nice and nice. I'm actually gonna take off my gloves and just do this by hand a little bit just to get a feel for what's in there. It's good, it's got a good stick to it. You can see it sticking to my fingers, that's good. I'm gonna add a little bit more water though. And to be nice and thoroughly moistened. Alright, that's probably good. Mix this in really nicely. And there's no standing water really that I'm seeing. It's definitely a little bit more wet at the bottom, but no standing water, which is the goal. Alrighty. That's what it's looking like now. And now, the most important part, adding our worms. So, I was really excited to receive it and to see kind of how it's packaged. Forgive the dirt that came off my gloves, but it's got holes punctured there for airflow. Again, this is from Utah Bioagriculture. All right, got the tape off. This is the box. Got an egg carton in the top. You take that off. Oh, got a beautiful bag. Looks like it's a fabric bag. That is really nice. And then another egg carton in the bottom. So that provides probably some good airflow in there and also some cushioning in travel. So that's the box. And I believe our red wigglers are gonna be in here. Again, I ordered a pound, which most sellers will approximate that to be about 1,000 red wiggler worms. And let's see if I can get this untied or if I'll just cut it. It's really neat though to see that they used fabric as a way of a fabric bag. I really like that. It's nice to see sustainable shipping methods. Alrighty. And so that's me opening up the bag. And they've got some substrate in there for them to keep them moist. You can actually, it's nice and breathable, and you can actually feel the bag feels just a touch moist, which is you can't feel it just on brushing the bag, but if you hold the bag, it does feel slightly, there's some, you can tell there's some moisture in there, which is probably nice and helpful. And I'm just gonna gently shake this. Actually, we may as well just pour them into the box and see what we see. So here goes nothing. There's the bag. It's in the light now so you can see it. Sorry about that earlier. I'm just gonna, I wonder if they were sent in living material. It's a living material would be the bedding that they usually are in. Oh wow, look at that. And now you can see the red wiggler worms. So very excited about that. All right, so we've got a good few. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that clump of them. So one clump fell out. I'm sure there's still more in the actual bag. these are the red wigglers we ordered. So I'm really excited to see them in there. And I'm not exactly sure what the substrate they're in is. Not sure if it's maybe peat moss or something else. But I will go ahead and add them into the bin with this substrate, since they've been bedding around in it for a little bit already. And I'll let them get accustomed to it, and then probably in a couple days I'll feed them some of the bokashi pre-compost, which I'm really excited to see how they like. So here we go. There's actually some movement in the bin itself. There will be a lot of other critters in there that will help them with working on the decomp process. So I'll just go ahead and pour in the first half. It's the first half. And then we'll pour in the rest of this bag. And that's the big mass of them. Sorry about the lighting, I'll go fix that. So the large mass of worms is right in this corner here. And I am going to go ahead and just put these in here, those egg carton pieces. It was very well packaged. And actually what I'll do is I'm gonna take the tape off of this box, put it through the shredder, and then add that to the bin as well. So, but they are in there now. You can see them wiggling around. And the neat thing was that this also, on the website, on Utah Bioagriculture's website, there are also instructions on how to prepare the worms, or to prepare the environment for the worms to be in. So he actually recommended using a light, putting them under a light source so that they do bed down into the new environment. So we'll see how they do. I'm really excited. I had previously gotten what I thought were red wigglers from PetSmart, and it was a little can that said angler worms, I think that's what I recall. And I got 2 little cans of those, and I thought that they were red wigglers because they were striped, as red wigglers famously are. And come to find out, I was just nosing around on Reddit, and some other people more familiar with vermiculture and vermicomposting identified those as being European night crawlers. So this could potentially be my first real foray into composting with red wigglers. And I'm looking for the distinctive striping and the distinctive banding, and I'm not quite seeing it. So, whoa, look at that one. I got one that's kind of flipping around. So hopefully as they get into this substrate, and I'll be able to observe them a little bit more and be able to see some of their distinctive features. I'm gonna go ahead and moisten this a little bit more because the substrate, now that I think about it, is not as wet as it, obviously it wasn't super moist. So I'm gonna go ahead and moisten this down one more time. And I'm not gonna pour the water directly over the sprinklers because I don't think that would be appreciated by them very much. But I'm just allowing some drips to fall. Moisture is so important for them, so it has been an unseasonably warm fall. So I want to account for that as I introduce them to this new bin. On the plus side though, you can see that they are definitely digging down into there. There are not as many just hovering on the surface. So that is a good sign. You definitely don't want them to be, they should be moving away from the light. So that's a normal response that they'll have. And it's really interesting. I'm actually seeing some of the other critters that came in with the leaves. And I think that'll be really, really interesting. Actually crawling up right over there, you can probably see what looks to be maybe a roly-poly, if I had to guess. So I'm really excited for them because they do some amazing work as well. And they tend to really thrive with the compost worms. Crawling up this side appears to be an earwig. So I really enjoy the diversity that you get from just introducing leaf mold and decomposing fall leaves, because they're covered with fungal spores and all kinds of other different stuff. Probably some indigenous microorganisms are going to be on there. And so that's really good, I think, to just provide microbial diversity to the bin. So that's going to be it for today. And I look forward to bringing you along when I feed them the bokashi pre-compost. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and we'll see you in the next video.